Hello everyone. In today's session, let's talk about cloud computing. First of all, let us say what are the topics we have to discuss. What is cloud computing? Because we need to understand first of all what is mean by cloud computing. We have different definitions. Let me simplify that and explain you in a better way so that we can understand the concept. And then we have to see what are the challenges we have in on-premises environment. Then only you will understand why we are choosing a cloud computing services. After that, we have to learn about cloud computing benefits as well. Why we are using it, what are the benefits we have, and then what are the cloud service types we have for a different requirements according to the organization challenges what we have. Not only that, finally we have to see what are the cloud service providers we have in the market. First of all, let me start with what is cloud computing. Let us see the definition. In a simple way to understand, providing on-demand IT resources, it could be physical or non-physical, over the internet is called as cloud computing. What are IT resources we have? For example, we can call it as a server or a machine. Technically compute. And then network or a software or an application or a database, or it could be a storage. Now these are the IT resources what we have. I want to access them instead of me managing it. Then you need to have internet connection to access the cloud services. That's the reason why in a simple way I have written it as providing on-demand IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. What are the other things we have to understand the cloud computing? Cloud computing offers pay-as-you-go model. What does it mean? I have to pay the charges only for the service what I have used. And billing will get generated by the cloud service provider according to your usage. So you're not committing to the cloud that I'll pay the charges, then I will use the service. No. What is meant by pay-as-you-go model? For example, I will launch a server. I will use it for 5 hours. For 5 hours, what are the bill got generated, I'll be paying only for that. That's a benefit what we have in cloud computing. Not only that, instead of you buying it or owning it or maintaining the physical servers or a data center, I'm accessing the technology with the help of these cloud service providers over the internet like machines, or we can call it as servers, storage, network, database from anywhere. The only thing is I have to reach that particular cloud service. If I'm able to reach, I can access any technology. I don't need to worry about maintenance. I have to know how to use it. But if there is some issue, I don't need to troubleshoot. Or I don't need to worry about fixing it. Or I don't need to buy it. And I don't need to maintain it. That is the advantage what we have in cloud computing. What are the different types of cloud service providers we have? The most widely used services are AWS, Amazon Web Services we call it as. From Microsoft we have Azure. And then from Google we have GCP. They provide different services, but underlying technology will be the same. That's the reason why if you know any one of the cloud, you are good with managing other clouds as well. The only difference is the options will get changed, but the underlying concept will be the same. That's where you have to be strong enough. And then we have to see what are the different types of cloud computings we have. Private, public, and then hybrid. Private in the sense, if you create a cloud which will be accessible only from within the organization or within the network, we technically call it as local area network. That is called as private cloud. For example, you create a cloud service for internet access where everybody can access your resources. That is called as public cloud. But sometimes we have a requirement where I want to use it for my internal purpose and I want to give it to my clients as well, where they can access from anywhere in the geographical location. In those scenarios, we have to go for hybrid cloud. All this AWS, Microsoft Azure, GCP comes under hybrid cloud. Not only that, we have to see what are the different cloud services we have. Majorly, we have to focus on infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then software as a service. We will understand them one by one, and there is one more concept as well, which is serverless architecture. What are the points I have discussed here? We will understand the concept in detail in the next slides. But these are the points what you have to remember as part of cloud computing. Any cloud or on-premises you take, what we will do technically? You might be having some physical machine, or we can call it as a server, or it could be a virtual machine which is created by a software. Technically, if you try to create a machine to run your operating system and application, is called as virtual machine. In the same way, if you try to create a machine on the cloud, maybe by using AWS, Microsoft Azure or GCP, it is called as cloud machine, or we can say cloud server. These particular machines or servers will consume some resource, or we have to allocate some resource to run your operating system and applications. Resources like storage, nothing but disk. It could be ephemeral or persistent. Or we have to allocate CPU and then RAM as well. Once this particular task is done, we have to install some operating system. It could be of any type. Windows, Mac, Linux or Unix. Depends upon the requirement of the organization. For the application or the software, what you are planning to deploy on this particular machines. Once operating system setup was done, I have to take care of the servers. It could be a web server like Nginx or Apache to run your applications, or it could be a database server. For example, if you try to deploy any web application, we will have a front end and we'll have a back end. Back end will be your database for your application to store some information like user information, or let us say product related information. Other data will get stored in the database. Then you will deploy your application. Maybe one or more than one, depends upon the requirement. This is the basic requirement for us to deploy an application. This application you will be deploying either in the cloud or in the on-premises. If it is on-premises, I have to manage everything from the resource allocation to the physical server, then operating system, then deploying the server and managing the application. That is whole and sole your responsibility. When you compare with cloud, some of the layers will be managed by the service providers. For example, in infrastructure as a service, they will take care of the physical servers or the virtual machines. You have to take care of operating system and the servers or the applications what you are trying to deploy. Or if I go to platform as a service, you have to take care of your application deployment. You don't need to worry about the server, operating system and the machines. And if I choose software as a service, I don't need to worry about the application maintenance. I have to know how to use the application, that's it. For example, your Gmail or Outlook, Google Drive, these are the examples for software as a service. They will maintain that. Your responsibility is only to look at the application, how to use it, what are the features we have. It all depends upon the option what you are trying to choose. Is it infrastructure as a service? Is it platform as a service? Or is it software as a service? Based on that, the maintenance and the cost will get reduced in the cloud service providers. I hope this particular points will help you to understand what is cloud computing.